Welcome to NGB Talk. My name is Nick Brown. Thanks so much for being here. We just wrapped up this video. It was awesome. We talked Titans, like top 5 moments of the season. Scott Hall was here with us. How'd you like it, sir?
It was good. I feel like we performed really well.
He is not mic'd up for this
I
intro.
wasn't mic'd up, so I had to go grab my mic behind the cabinet.
It's been a day. We talked Titans, Packers.
Yep.
We talked a little bit of food.
The most important part.
The most important part,
probably the food.
We talked food. We had a great time. We talked all things Tennessee Titans. This is the intro, and this is the intro to the video. Now, enjoy the show. Welcome back to NGB Talk. My name's Nick Brown, and this has been a long time coming. This has been so long since I've put out any content or a video or anything. We'll get into all that, what's been going on with that. But for right now, we are breaking down the Tennessee Titans 2020 season. It's been an incredible one, and there's so much to talk about, and it's been so long since I've had the chance to talk Tennessee Titans. So you better believe I got so much on my mind, so many things to say, and I just wanted a chance to break this down with you guys. So I want to say first, thank you for all of you who have ever been with my show. We've done all kinds of live streams. We've done all kinds of videos, interactive stuff. We've been on other people's channels. Shout out to Titan Upload and all my Titan YouTube brothers. There was a while, I know some of you watching this, you were with us for the entire first 2 rounds of the draft, where me and Titan Upload spent about 8 hours out of a 30 hour period on YouTube live streaming. It was a lot of fun. If you were there with us, don't forget to leave a like. If you've never been on this show before, never watched my content or anything like that, be sure to subscribe and like. I appreciate all of you. Leave a comment. I'll try to comment back. But enough of all that. Let's get to the Tennessee Titans. And here with me today to talk Tennessee Titans is Scott Hall. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing just fine. Welcome to the Titans YouTube community. What do you think?
It feels good.
Feels good?
I've seen all your videos, and I'm just ready to get started.
And you subscribed, right?
I think I'm subscribed.
I
don't think. Yeah, I don't even think I have a YouTube account. So.
Oh my word. Okay,
so
we'll fix that.
I'll make one so I can go subscribe real quick.
Very good. Well, thanks for being a part of what we do here, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Scott is a good friend of mine. He's been dating my sister-in-law for a long time. And
almost 7 years.
About 7 years. So we watched all the Titans football games together. We're like family at this point, and we're part of the Titans family.
That's right.
And we are talking the Titans today. So glad to have this young man with us. He's been to a lot more Titans football games than me. Might even be a bigger fan than me for that reason alone. I was going to go to the Lions game. At the last minute, the weather looked awful, and it just seemed like with all the restrictions in place, going to a Titans game is just not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. I went to the Colts game, and you have
Which
to wear
one?
Obviously
the home game.
Yeah, obviously the home game. Titans versus Colts. And you have to wear a mask the entire time, which isn't that big of a deal, but that was just not a good game to go to anyway. So
it was a good first half to be honest.
Good first drive, I feel like.
The first half was fun.
Yeah.
But the second half, was it Trevor Daniel?
Yeah, he shanked a punt, got a punt blocked, I believe.
Well, that was David Long Jr.'s fault.
Yeah, But
you felt like he was the bad juju, right?
Yeah, the new punter, even though we replaced Kern with, what was his name? I forget his name.
Ryan Allen? Kyle Allen?
Who performed really well. But,
he did great.
But Vrabel decided
He's performed well in Super Bowls.
Yeah, and I don't get it.
You love Mike Vrabel, right?
Yeah.
But you just wonder sometimes, are you too much sometimes, man?
I think it's the FedEx connection.
I don't know.
The Arthur Smith, the Trevor Daniel.
That is a weird connection. There's some serious conspiracy theories out there about that. But, he's constantly coaching. Mike is coaching the reporters on the right way to question him, right?
Yeah.
And so he's just always coaching. You wonder, maybe he could just step away from being such an awesome coach, which I absolutely believe he is, and just evaluate a player based on something other than what they did in practice that week, you know? So glad they gave the kid a chance. If nothing else, Mike Vrabel gives the players a chance.
Yeah, I agree.
Like we were talking about David Questenberry, and another Colts game. Remember that September, the super hot game, 2019 season. Questenberry is playing against the Colts, and he was just activated off the practice squad, and they actually line him up as an extra tight end. He goes out there. Mariota finds him for a touchdown, for like a 2-yard touchdown, and Questenberry, like the next week, is back on the practice squad, whatever. But Mike Vrabel, knowing what kind of guy Questenberry is, knew how much that would mean to him.
Yeah.
And gave him a chance. And obviously now he's had another chance, and dude is killing it, right?
He is.
I
miss Lawan, but
oh, for sure.
I mean, he's doing well. Definitely like picking up the spot.
And, shout out to Lawan for being fantastic. I mean, we were undefeated when Lawan was at left tackle.
That's crazy.
Ty Ty.
Yeah, good luck.
He, he filled in great, and then he went down. It's crazy. But Questenberry, you love that story. Have you ever watched anything of him, like him interviewing and explaining
I haven't
story?
seen much. I just know that he had cancer in like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
Maybe more recent.
It was like a 2 or 3 year process, just getting through cancer, and it's amazing that he's starting. And at any moment it could be that it comes back.
Yeah, it's a crazy feat.
So I love the dude. Just such an easy one to cheer for. Except I wonder if we got his name right, Questenberry, because on Good Morning Football, I think it was Kyle Brandt kept saying Questenberry. I'm pretty sure it's Questenberry.
What about Quisenberry?
Quisenberry
might be
so, right. David, if you're watching, he's not watching. David,
he probably is.
Can you confirm? Can you please confirm? Thanks. But other than crazy decisions like getting Trevor Daniel out there and all that, giving Questenberry a chance, how are you feeling about the Titans' 2020 season?
I feel like we've had some of the best wins out of like any other team, but we've also had like our losses have been pretty bad.
Yeah, the losses have been really bad.
So the first loss was the Colts, or was it the Steelers?
First loss was the Steelers, and that was Gostowski missing that field goal.
Yep.
And you just know if it had gone to overtime, because that field goal wasn't going to win it. It was going to make overtime happen, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
You just know the Titans were going to...
Yeah, we were going to win.
They were going to destroy them. The whole second half, the Steelers couldn't do anything. The Steelers looked like the Steelers do these past 3 or 4 weeks. The second half of that game. And then the Bengals loss was awful.
The Bengals loss was... I mean, it feels a little bit better that they beat the Steelers.
They beat the Steelers. Oh, I have a great tweet, by the way. In post-production of this video, I will post the tweet right now. And this is kind of getting into our preview of Titans-Packers, but the Packers have only beaten one team that's over 500, and that is the Saints.
Okay.
And the Bengals have only won 3 games, and that's against the Titans, the Steelers, and some other team that's above 500. Let me find the tweet real quick.
Yeah, who did they beat? I'm trying to...
Okay, shout out to Kazar NFL, at Kazar NFL, John Kazar. The tweet reads, wait, what? The 3-10-1 Bengals have more wins against winning teams than the 11-3 Green Bay Packers. Cincinnati has beaten the Titans, Steelers, and Green Bay's beaten the Saints.
That's crazy. So that's a good look for us coming up this week.
Oh, it's not that the Bengals have 3 wins against above 500 teams, but they have more wins against teams that are above 500 than the Packers.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, that's something. But, yeah, it makes you feel better about – I mean, I'll tell you what. I felt great about the Bengals loss when I saw the Jets beat the Rams.
Yeah, that felt good.
And when I saw, of course, the Bengals beat the Steelers. So – every team's due for one.
Yeah.
There was a couple years ago when Mike Mularkey first took over for the Titans after Ken Whisenhunt got himself fired. Really miss that guy these days.
Yeah.
And the Mike Mularkey took over. It was, coach gets fired. Let's try and get the interim head coach a win here. And the Titans beat the Saints in New Orleans. And at that time, the Saints were just killing it. I mean, they've been killing it for years and years. But that was another team where we came in with 1 win that year. Maybe 2. And we beat the Saints. So every team's due something. Unless you're the Steelers.
Why?
Well, the Steelers, I mean, it's not that they're due to lose all these games. The Steelers just suck.
Yeah, they look awful.
They look awful.
And the TikTok dancing, like, before the games is...
Oh, you're not a fan?
I mean, do you, but, I mean, they're losing. I think they've lost,
3 in a row.
3 in a row. And I think he's done it, 4 games? For the last 4 games, I think?
Smith-Schuster apparently has the #1 selling jersey other than quarterbacks.
I believe it.
Out of all players, because apparently super popular on the TikTok. Everyone's buying the jersey. So the dancing, is making it happen.
It's helping.
But, I mean, is it making it happen? Do you get paid for how many times your jersey gets sold?
I think so. I think you get some portion of it, I would imagine.
Be interesting. Be interesting to look into.
All the kids are buying it from TikTok.
But the Steelers have a situation now, and with Smith-Schuster, and I mean the whole world just loves seeing him get lit up by Von Bell.
That was awesome.
On I guess it was Monday Night Football. That was incredible. I love that. The Steelers have a situation now where they could lose. This is great story here.
Yeah.
They could lose. That they're gonna go to the playoffs, but they could lose out. Next week, do you know who they play?
Who do they play? I have no idea.
I mean, Titans fans, we all know we are cheering for the Steelers to win against the Colts.
Yeah,
that's who they're playing.
Okay.
And then, I had to look this up. Steelers then play in Week 17 the Browns.
Okay.
Which very well could be a win, and you are the division champ game. It depends on what happens this next week. However, the Browns play the Jets this weekend.
Okay.
So there's a win.
Yeah.
So that would make that would take the Browns to, I think, 11-4. I'll have to look that up. I think they're 10-4 right now.
Yeah, they're 10-4 right now.
They're 10-4 right now. That'll take them to 11-4, and so they go into that game. They go into the game against the Steelers at 11-4. The Steelers, depending on what happens against the Colts, let's say they lose to the Colts. Titans fans do not want that to happen at all. Let's say they lose to the Colts. It's going to be 11-4 against 11-4. Whoever wins is going to be either the 3rd seed or the 7th seed. It all kind of depends. But that's really interesting.
Yeah.
That's going to make a great Week 17 matchup. I hope they can flex that one out, but we'll see. So that's going to be great. And then, but as far as what we want, for sure. And we'll get into what we want as far as the playoffs go. We'll get into that later. But surely the Titans fans want the Colts to lose.
Of course.
Yeah, we need that to happen.
I was trying to think, is there a way the Titans wouldn't be able to make it into the playoffs? And I'm sure there is.
There is. We are not there yet.
That's crazy.
We have 10 wins and we are not there yet.
That's
and there's 7 teams going to the playoffs. The Titans could have gone to the playoffs last year with an 8-8 record.
That's insane.
They could have gone to the playoffs with an 8-8 record, but somehow they didn't. Anyway. That's all fun playoff stuff, man. I mean, to be a Titans fan right now, I got this guy's shirt right here. You got these guys. We got these guys right here.
Who's behind me?
You got McNair.
Okay.
We, so many years of just terrible, terrible football teams, and to be in this spot, this time of year, for the past 5 seasons, been looking at the playoffs. What a break.
I'm just tired of all the scenarios where we have to win and then 3 other teams have to lose just to make it to the playoffs. I feel like that's happened almost every single year. Somebody has to lose for us to get into the playoffs, or we have to win out to get to the playoffs.
Well, this year, I think we've got a lock if we win.
If we win out,
Sunday.
I think we're good because
I think we beat the Packers. I think we're in.
We beat the Packers, but do we play? We play the Texans.
Play the Texans Week 17.
Right? Okay.
And then the Colts play the Jaguars Week 17.
But we're above the Colts, right? If the Colts
above,
win out.
above the Colts right now.
Okay.
If the Colts win out and the Titans win out, I think we're still good.
Okay. It's so nerve-wracking.
It's very nerve-wracking. Comment section, you guys let us know if our math is correct here.
It's probably right. I would just assume.
But yeah, we're not in a situation where we need other people to lose. We're just in a situation where, we need to keep winning. You know.
I mean,
in years past, it's been we need these guys to lose. Like we need help.
Yeah.
But we control our own destiny. If we win out, we're good.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see how we're gonna do against the Packers.
It's gonna be interesting. Let's go ahead and preview that.
Okay.
So Titans are going into Lambeau. Titans are going to go up there in December against a red-hot Aaron Rodgers, who has thrown, I think, 40 touchdowns this season. Obviously, with Aaron Jones back there, they have been running very well. And our own former offensive coordinator, Matt LaFleur, is really putting together a great offense. I think the Titans just overtook the Packers in total touchdowns, maybe.
Yeah, I think Titans lead touchdowns, yards, and there's a third one. I can't remember. I think there's a third one. I can't remember.
Points, yards, touchdowns, and points. So the Titans' offense is amazing, number one in the NFL, or maybe tied with the Chiefs or something like that, according to certain metrics. I mean, we're up there.
Yeah, we're at the top.
We're up there. Arthur Smith is gone. Bye-bye. Nice knowing you.
Where is he gonna go?
He is being shipped off to
the Jets. Called it.
Poor guy.
But Trevor Lawrence though, maybe
Jaguars.
Maybe Jaguars now.
Jaguars are number one in line to get Trevor Lawrence to get the number one.
I don't want that to happen. I hope he goes to the Jets. Yeah. So let's make that happen.
Best case scenario is the Jaguars beat the Colts in Week 17.
That would be
hilarious.
That would be
I mean, honestly, the Titans though this season, do the Titans really need the home playoff? Do they need that? Is that something they absolutely need?
Yeah, I feel like this year
because
it doesn't
COVID.
matter. It doesn't really matter. And if you go to a game, the crowd's basically silent.
So, anyway, but speaking of traveling, being at home, traveling up to Lambeau to play the Packers in Week 16, Sunday Night Football. Great job by the NFL putting together this matchup. Looking ahead and seeing that these two teams would be great. It's the first time the Titans have played Matt LaFleur since he went off to become the head coach over there. It's the first time since Jake Locker, I think, was the starting quarterback. And I don't know if you could see this tweet, but it's an image of what the score was at one point in time during that game.
That's crazy.
I remember living in Chattanooga, listening to that on the radio because I didn't have TV at the time because I was some broke college kid. And I remember thinking, maybe they have a chance.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I think Ken Wesenhunt might have still been the head coach at the time, or it was around that time. But Jake Locker was he was the quarterback. We ended up losing 55-7. But I mean, just look at that. I mean,
so we scored.
So we scored 8 points.
I wonder who scored.
Someone.
Chris Johnson. What year was that? You said.
Jake Locker was there. At the time, probably someone like Javon Ringer.
Yeah. Just somebody you don't even remember.
Antonio Andrews.
Yeah.
Where's his jersey? Anyway, so the Titans lost. This was 8 years ago, and it was the Packers' best game of the season. I mean, if you could call it a game, but they lost 55-7. The Packers are obviously this kind of strange offense. I feel where they could be really, really good, and then for stretches be really, really bad.
Yeah, I'm not excited to play Devontae Adams or their tight end with Tonyan. Is that his name?
Yeah. Robert Tonyan.
I'm not excited.
It's gonna be bad
about that matchup.
I mean, it's gonna be a high flying game.
Yeah,
we might be looking at 120 total points.
Yeah, we should bet the over. Bet the over for sure.
120 total points. That's ridiculous.
It could definitely happen.
I was thinking 80 points.
What was the Rams game and the Rams
55-40, something like that.
It could happen. I believe it.
120 points is crazy. I don't know why I was thinking that. It may be 80, 90 points, but seriously.
Has that ever happened? 120 points in one game?
That's good. We should do some research.
Yeah, research it.
Anyway, so it's gonna be something because the Titans defense obviously stinks, but the Packers run defense stinks.
Okay. So how cold is it gonna be? Do you know? Probably 20s. It's probably going to be like run heavy anyway.
I'm sure it's going to be cold. I'm sure it's going to be something where Derrick Henry is going to be obviously like expected to do a lot, because just the run game in the cold is a terrific combination, and it's going to be a great test for the Titans offense, because I feel like they're going to be having to play a lot of catch up and keep away.
Yeah.
You know, keeping the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands and keeping our defense, off the field, because, the more our defense is on the field, the worse it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because
there's no telling, like, Devontae Adams might have 200 yards.
Yeah, it could be something like that. Because, like, the Browns really showed the Packers a great, and those offenses definitely have some similarities. The play action, trying to get Aaron Rodgers on the roll. Dudes getting great yards after the catch. What LaFleur basically set up to occur now in Tennessee. The Browns did a great job of putting up 37 points in the first half against the Titans a couple weeks ago.
38.
So, yeah, this defense is going to be tested. And really, I think it's going to just come down to the offense scoring more points.
Yeah.
So,
and we got to run the clock out as much as possible with Derrick.
And we absolutely have to do that. So it's gonna require probably some, I would say, number one, great game by Derrick Henry. Number two, zero mistakes on the offense. Like, none of those passes that bobble off your hands and then the defender's there to catch it, because that got us last season against the Texans. It got us last couple weeks against the Browns there with freaking Adam Humphries. And it's going to be, I think, like some kind of great decision-making on Mike Vrabel's part towards the end of the game to, really make it happen. Kind of like what happened against the Patriots with taking those penalties to make that field goal situation last, or the punt situation last forever. So it's going to be great, but I think it's going to be probably upwards of 150 points for this game.
We're going higher than 120.
It's 150. I decided.
That's crazy. So that's like
calling it.
Triple overtime. Is that even possible?
It's not possible.
Okay, but whatever. I was thinking it was college.
I don't know. It depends on who the ref is. If it's John Hussey,
he might make it college rules.
He might just do something good for us. Before we end this segment, and we're gonna take a break in just a second, I want to show you one thing though. It was this great video. I don't know if you saw it, but it's Packers related. But last season, when the 49ers just destroyed the Packers in the NFC Championship game, did you see this?
I haven't seen that.
But they're all singing na 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 goodbye. Like, they're all just like, and this guy's being a good sport about it. Like, their season's ending. And they're all booing him, but this guy, he makes something funny out of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is fantastic. So this is what we want to see, except we want it to be flipped, obviously.
Yeah, I wasn't that happy when the Chiefs beat us, so I'm glad that guy's positive about it.
Yeah, right. This is a stand-up dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a beer, so he's probably just chilling.
He's just chilling, man. But what a terrible game, right? That was an awful game.
It's not great.
At least the AFC Championship game was competitive. We were up 10 points 2 times.
Yeah.
Bet the Titans would love to have another crack at the Chiefs. I just don't want the Titans defense to have a crack at them. Anyway,
there's no telling what's going to happen.
We'll be right back. We're going to take a real quick break. Enjoy this montage of Tennessee Titans players stiff-arming their opponents. Enjoy.
Surprise to me. Let me try to guess. I'm going to try to guess some of them.
Whoa. Let me intro the segment.
Go ahead.
Welcome back to NGB Talk. My name is Nick Brown. This is Scott.
What's up?
And we are coming back at you with a little bit more Tennessee Titans talk. We got to preview the Packers. We looked a little bit at the playoff scenarios, especially for the Titans and the Steelers. now we're going to talk more about the season itself. And I have my top 5 moments of the season so far. I'm sure, about a month or two from now, there's going to be some more memorable moments to add to this. But I have 5 that I've ranked in no particular order. Okay?
No order. So it's like like a Mount Rushmore of picks. But there's another person up there.
This is the Mount Rushmore plus one extra
plus
dude.
Plus one person, whoever you put up there.
If you look at Mount Rushmore, it looks like there's actually a Native American.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like from like a weird angle? There's supposed to be one, or is it like
I think it's for people who can really have good imaginations.
Oh, okay. It's like looking at.
But if you look at it, it almost looks like I think it's more of a profile of a Native American.
That's crazy.
In post, I'll probably I'll put an image and you'll be able to check it out. But what do you think one or any of my top 5 moments of the season could be?
I'm going to say one of them is the 96-yard run.
Oh.
Derrick Henry.
No,
that wasn't it.
Now, it is. I do have something from that game, but that 96-yard touchdown run, that had me losing my mind when I saw that.
I called it, but anytime Derrick Henry
he called it.
Anytime Derrick Henry's like behind the 10-yard line, I just say he's going to
think about that too.
Anytime, I'm just saying like he's going to score.
So that's what you thought, and then you saw Tannehill get sacked for a safety last week.
Yeah.
You're like, this is the opposite of what.
Yeah, I was pissed. But that wasn't on the list?
That's not on the list. Now, something from that game is on the list.
From that game.
Who
are we playing? I don't even.
Texans.
The Texans.
That was week 5. Week 5, yeah. Wait, week 5?
Was it the overtime? Just win in general?
It was during overtime.
The Deshaun Watson being pissed that he lost the toss?
No, that was hilarious. No, it was Derrick Henry's walk-off touchdown in overtime.
Yeah.
Because when that happened, it's like, this dude, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're looking at Derrick Henry in wildcat formation. Tannehill split out wide. What's he going to do? You know exactly what's going to happen.
Hey, he was a receiver. He can catch the ball.
We haven't seen him catch a ball.
That's true.
When they did the Tebow last year against the Ravens, Mariota was out there waving his hand.
Wide open. Sad.
But I'm glad Corey Davis caught that. That was Corey Davis' birthday, by the way.
Really?
But
deserves a touchdown.
Yeah, just to see that he takes it to the left, scores, and just runs over dudes. Like, you knew exactly what was going to happen. It was like we gave him I was saying this to somebody the other day. We gave him the answers to the test.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. Here are the answers to the test. Good luck on the test. And then they showed up and they flunked.
They were probably scared that he was going to throw it.
Oh my gosh.
Is that what it is?
Scared that Henry's going to... They knew he was going to run the ball.
How many times he's thrown it? One time?
He's thrown it a couple times.
Oh, I was hoping like 100% completion rate, 1 touchdown.
He's thrown it a couple times, and he's missed a couple times.
Okay.
At one point in time, I remember him throwing a pass, I think to Dennis Kelly. Yeah. Threw a pass to one of the O-linemen. He went wide right. I can't remember what game that was, but that might have been like the 2018 or 2019 season. Afterwards, he was like shaking his head.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember that.
And then like the announcers were like, Derrick Henry's shaking his head because they wanted him to throw it instead of just run. And like, it was stupid.
Yeah.
But Derrick Henry came afterwards like, y'all don't know anything about me.
Yeah.
So great. But I lost my mind when I saw that happen. That was so great. Walk-off touchdown, and I was going to say Derrick Henry's walk-off touchdown in overtime. And then you were going to say, which one?
Yeah.
Because he's at 2.
Wasn't it back-to-back?
No, it was against the Ravens.
The Ravens.
Remember?
Yeah.
We brought that thing to overtime. That was fantastic. Anyway, so that's 1.
That's 1.
Not necessarily number 1, but it is a 1.
I mean, it might be number 1.
That could be number 1.
Could be number 1, just beating the Texans. Another one is probably destroying the Bills on Thursday Night Football.
Just in general. After weeks of COVID outbreak and everything, just like, it wasn't like the one play where he destroys Josh Norman. It was just the entire game.
Yeah. Malcolm Butler had 2 interceptions, I believe.
I think he had 2. And then, like, the special teams got a turnover. The offense was cooking. Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen, just got caught off guard, I think by our DBs, which was like, can we do that again, please?
Yeah.
That whole game was incredible to watch. Plus, it was so much fun because it was like Tuesday night football, and it was like I got off work and I like went straight to watching the TV. Like that's been an interesting wrinkle this season.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Just like random football on like random days throughout the week. We should make it a tradition.
The Tuesdays and the Wednesday football games just
nice.
Randomly. I'm sure the players hate it.
Yeah,
I'm sure they hate it.
But they were saying like there was some teams had to play like 3 games in 10 or 11 days.
The Steelers did it 3 games in 12 days,
which I've heard is actually not that rare. So they were like complaining for nothing.
But that was a great game.
That was great.
That was an incredible game. I hope I get to see another Titans-Bills game like that one. Here's one that I'll throw at you, and you can throw out more if you think of more. John Harbaugh's hissy fit before the game.
Yep.
Honestly,
I was going to say the Ravens game in general, just because it was nice
a great game.
Beat the Ravens because they've had our number for like the past 10 years. But the hissy fit was incredible. It
was so great. Just to see John Harbaugh go out there and in post production, I'll throw out the clip right there. But you can see like he's he keeps yelling like it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
And Vrabel is just like, move on.
Yeah, move on with your life.
Were they TikTok dancing on the logo?
Apparently this is what I heard. Apparently it's a normal routine thing for the Titans to do. They go have a little meeting, a real quick meeting. I don't know if it's like a prayer. I don't think it's a prayer. Before the game just at center field.
Yeah.
It's not like necessarily like on your logo like Juju Smith-Schuster. It's just this is what we do. And we do this before our games. And, Harbaugh's like trying to pick a fight or something here.
He said it's disrespectful.
Disrespectful. And, he comes towards them as they're kind of leaving anyway. And then, A.J. Brown, if you see the clip, A.J. Brown actually shoves Harbaugh. Not hard, but he kind of gives him you need to back off, bud. Because I think he was thinking that Harbaugh was looking at Malcolm Butler and like they were about to go at it. Mm-hmm. So Mike Vrabel goes over there and I just love the way he handles anything involving like I'm gonna be the alpha male and you're just a little pipsqueak. It was so great to see.
Well, when you have a previous player being a coach, like I'd be scared of him.
Yeah.
And John Harbaugh is just what? Did he play?
I think he played a little,
but he probably wasn't. I mean, Vrabel was he was huge.
Whatever position Harbaugh played.
No competition.
Did not require near the physicality that Vrabel possesses even to this day.
But I think we should make it happen, like a Vrabel-Harbaugh boxing match.
Put it live on YouTube.
We'll host it. Bring them here.
Hey!
That's a good idea.
Love it. But, so that's definitely a moment, like, I mean, that got me fired up for the whole game. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, even better. Because after, like, Vrabel comes up to, after the game's over, walk-off touchdown, Derrick Henry's the best. Vrabel comes up, and he's got his arm out like this, like he's ready to shake his hand, and Harbaugh's just like, yeah, ain't gonna do it.
Didn't want it.
Coronavirus, I don't know, like, this, like.
Yeah.
It was so great. Vrabel's the dude. So I love that. We already talked about this a little bit, but David Quessenberry.
Yeah, the Quessenberry story.
Quessenberry's on my top 5 for the season because it was his first start was against the Colts. Mm-hmm. Not the Colts game that you went to, but in Indy. Good. It was his first start, and they let him have it.
Yeah.
That first half, Henry had something like 140 yards.
Yeah. And
normally he's second half back, but they just let him have it.
I know, it was good. Just having Lewan out, and he was kind of inconsistent last year, but I feel like he's picked it up a little bit this year, and just having him out and then having somebody come in and like replace him and not even really notice that he's gone is always a good thing.
And then someone come replace his replacement.
Yeah, and then replace the replacement.
Some Brayo.
Let's just keep doing it.
It's fantastic.
Let's not keep doing it.
The next man up mentality.
Yeah,
Mike Vrabel, no excuses.
Like we've had to do that with our DBs this year. I feel like just keep bringing them in and bringing them out. Jonathan Joseph in, out, played a few good games for us. I'm not gonna lie.
Shout out to Kareem Orr, former Mock.
Yep, that's right.
My alma mater, for being in there.
Yeah,
he's been kind of off and on the practice squad. when I started this YouTube channel, Kareem Orr's uncle, I think Nicholas Orr, shouted out at me like,
Really?
At the time, Kareem was coming out as an undrafted rookie free agent, and I was breaking down the dude that just got drafted, and Kareem Orr's uncle, maybe cousin, maybe dad, somebody, shout out to you, sir, came out and was like, that's Kareem Orr, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I like seeing local players like on the team. Man.
Corey Levin. That's another mock. He's been like on the practice squad guy, offensive lineman.
But like Kevin Byard's from Murfreesboro.
Oh, it's so cool.
I like seeing that.
Oh man, it's so awesome. Blasingame went to Vandy.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Running back, I think, for Vandy.
That's like an all-time football name.
Blasingame?
Like for a football player.
I love it. Kari Blasingame.
That's incredible.
Blazingame? I don't know. And there's some other good local ones I've looked into before, but yeah, it's cool to see the local dudes come out and play so good. Isaiah Mack, who's now with the Patriots, I think. He was a mock.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and then my last thing. What's my last thing? Oh, I was gonna say week 1. I may get hate for mentioning his name at all. Gostowski, the game winner, week 1.
Yeah.
When he missed like 4 or 5 kicks that whole game. The score should have been like 30-14 at the end. But I think it was 16-14 at the end.
Yeah, it was close.
It was close. Should have been like 30-14. But, you know, I remember shouting at the TV so loudly. I was so vehemently. I was so mad that Vrabel was letting this guy try a 20-yard kick.
Yeah.
It ended up being only like a 20-yarder, but I've never sweated a kick so much in my life. And for him to nail that, you know, and for him to now have a little bit more success than, you know,
he's kicked better than like those first like 6 games where
Dan Bailey for the Vikings, I think his name is now the worst kicker in the league, worst percentage.
Well, I suppose that we played the Vikings and he also missed
one.
So many, and then he kicked the game winner.
Oh, you're talking about Gostowski.
Yeah, Gostowski.
Bailey and Gostowski were not at their best that game, and obviously haven't been their best this season.
I think Gostowski's had 3 game winners this year.
Let's see.
So it's the Vikings.
The week before was Jags, game winner. Broncos.
I feel like there's another one in there where he won the game, but I can't remember. Because I remember like he was missing all these kicks, but he was still like ultimately winning the game, and I feel like that's why Vrabel kept him on.
But that's a great story that he finally, and you know what it was? His sock.
Yep, he took the socks off.
Took the sock off.
And then he put it back on and he started kicking bad again, which is so incredible.
Incredible. So, you know, thank goodness it's not as bad as it was last year.
We had like 5 different kickers.
Oh my gosh.
It was awful.
You know, Cody Parkey was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Parkey was kicking.
And now I think they're all starting kickers somewhere else. So Suckups.
Santos is Bears.
Suckups with
the Buccaneers. Greg Joseph, I think he had some family stuff that he had to deal with. I don't think he's started anywhere.
Wait, there's another one.
Parkey with the Browns.
Cody Parkey, yep.
That poor guy.
And they're all like performing well, which I don't know like what the Titans do to their kickers. Maybe we put all the love in a Kern and don't give it back to the kickers or something.
We end kickers.
Yeah.
Should be our slogan.
I don't get it.
Tennessee Titans, we end kickers.
But we win games, so that's all that matters.
Winning some games. 10 wins this season already. Not enough to get a playoff spot already, though. It's crazy. Anyway, those are my 5. Destroying the Bills after the outbreak, which lasted so long, it just felt like everything was. Well, there's losing games, and then there's your team not even be able to play games.
We missed the game with the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
First, and then
that was supposed to be week 4.
We had to delay the Bills game to Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And the boys just came out and destroyed them.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Maybe we should always have like 2 weeks off.
There you go. So destroying the Bills, Henry's walk-off touchdown against the Texans, John Harbaugh's hissy fit, Gostowski game winner, and David Questenberry versus the Colts. Just love to see it.
Is there any, just like off the top of your head, just any other moments that you can think of?
The flea flicker to AJ Brown.
Yeah,
love that.
There's other like, I mean, we can name like every stiff arm that's happened this year.
The stiff arm against Myers last week, the Lions, stiff arm of Josh Norman,
the Corey Davis stiff arm.
Corey Davis that I showed you. that you guys saw during the montage, during our break. All that's just incredible stuff. Love to see it.
Kern coming back. It's always good to see.
Oh
Kern
my
coming
gosh,
back.
right? When he came back. Loved it. I was also thinking about, this is kind of weird to think of like a top 5 moment in the season, but the after we lost to, I think it was the Bengals, maybe the Colts, whatever game was before the Bears game, we cut Greg Joseph, we cut the long snapper Bo Brinkley, Boo
Brinkley,
and we cut that pass rusher that couldn't do anything
Vic
for
Beasley?
us. Yes. Cut all 3 of them. You're not cutting it. And the next game, the defense like shuts out the Bears in the first half. The dude Desmond King gets traded, and then gets a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Just to see John Robinson, admit he made a $10 million mistake on Vic Beasley and cut him. It was. For me, I was so proud to be a Titans fan in that moment. It's like, if you're going to suck, you're not going to play for us.
Yeah, just the fact that we cut him and it didn't matter. We didn't need him. And now Clowney on...
Oh, gosh. So much... I mean, if we did like a top 5 like epic fails, next video we'll do that. Top 5 epic fails for the Tennessee Titans this season.
Yeah.
I mean, the pass rusher whole situation is like one thing, but I would say Jadeveon Clowney is up there. It's like number 1.
I feel like if you watch him play, he puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback sometimes.
He was always so close.
And he's like 6 inches away from like a sack every single time. Like he almost had one against Joe Burrow, and he like should have sacked him. And
there were like 5 players on that one play that should have sacked him. It was bad.
So we paid those guys what, $20 million?
$20 million.
How much? What do you think we could have done with that money better?
We could have kept Logan Ryan.
For sure.
Would have been great.
Yeah.
We could have, I think maybe kept Jarrell Casey. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
He had.
I forgot what he signed.
He had a big fat contract.
Of course, he's injured this year, so.
I mean,
he might not have gotten injured. He probably would have gotten injured with the Titans.
But definitely would have been able to keep Logan Ryan, and then, I think sign some other pass rusher. I don't know, but that's a lot of money. I don't know that there's another spot. You could have gotten another cornerback, but we have lots of cornerbacks. I'd say just pay Logan Ryan whatever amount of money that he wants.
Whatever he needs.
Yeah, whatever he needs.
He showed up to practice like in a hot air balloon. Or did he show up with dogs? Somebody showed up in a hot air balloon. That might have been Antonio Brown.
It was Antonio Brown.
And Logan Ryan showed up with like 3 puppies last year. So I got them both mixed up. But
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a random fun fact about Logan. So we should have signed him, is what I'm saying.
Yes,
Anybody
sir.
that brings puppies to practice deserves to be
I
signed.
mean, the dude's got a heart for animals.
Yeah.
That's his deal.
Yeah. I mean,
but he's up there with the New York Giants killing it.
Yeah, he's
playing some great football.
Isn't he going to the Pro Bowl? Or he was nominated for the Pro Bowl.
I don't know.
Like had a lot of votes for it.
I don't know.
Something.
But he's playing out his mind up there, and like if we could have just kept him down in Tennessee, then we would not have had to. If we could have kept Logan Ryan, then Christian Fulton may not get drafted, maybe, and then you get a pass rusher there instead of just.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Did you see the Clay Matthews tweet about something about the Titans? And it might be interesting just to like sign him just to see, but I don't know if he would produce.
Doesn't seem like a John Robinson move.
Yeah, especially like this late in the season. Who knows?
I mean, doesn't seem like it would happen. But a pass rusher at all would be great. We have fewer pass rushes. We have fewer sacks. And, of course, sacks are just one stat, right? Mm-hmm. We have fewer sacks than, like, T.J. Watt.
Yeah.
One man.
He's insane.
He might be insane, but he has more sacks than an entire team.
Yeah. I mean, he destroyed us, I felt like.
And we used to have, with D&Ps, we used to have so many DBs getting sacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. They would come off, like, the outside.
Yeah.
But last year we had Cameron Wake,
Yeah.
For like the first game, it felt like, and he had, I think, like 1.5 sacks or
I think
something
he had like
crazy.
2.5.
2.5.
It's crazy.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared.
Yeah, Titans Twitter was definitely chirping about that, saying that it'd be great to get Cam Wake back, and
I mean, he's getting old, so he probably wouldn't produce. But I just wish we could have somebody like Chase Young or
if we could,
Myles Garrett.
Let's get Adoree Jackson out there, Pat, trying to get the quarterback, please.
That'd be awesome.
Something. All right, we're gonna do one more segment, then we'll take another break.
Sweet.
Let's talk about the MVP case for Derrick Henry. First of all, we haven't even talked about this.
I feel like
Do you think that case should be made?
Okay, well let's pick the top 3 MVP candidates. So we're going with Mahomes. I feel like that's a pretty obvious one. What's the next one? Josh Allen?
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers probably.
And then you would maybe have Derrick Henry.
I think he's number 3.
Josh Allen.
People have Travis Kelce, Josh Allen in the mix there.
Yeah, people are saying Travis Kelce because he's putting up numbers for like a tight end, and he's
better, I think, more yards than any tight end's ever had. I think he's actually leading the league in receiving yards, and as a tight end, that's extraordinary.
Yeah, it's great, but I feel like Derrick Henry is almost more essential to their team than Travis Kelce would be.
How do you define what an MVP is?
Most valuable player, but is it? Sometimes it's like most flashy player who has like the best stats.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can define it as like most important to their team.
I mean, you look back at Lamar Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last season, and I think the case that people made for Lamar Jackson was that he is like this season that he just put on tape has somehow changed the quarterback position forever,
mm-hmm.
and has evolved what we think a quarterback is capable of.
Yeah.
I don't know that Derrick's done that. Derrick has done something that no one else in his generation of running backs has done.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of things, honestly, I mean, if we're maybe not talking about MVP, but talking about Hall of Fame, he's gonna have done things that no running back ever has done.
Yeah.
By the end of his career, he's gonna put together those kinds of numbers, that kind of dominance. Anyway, back to this season. How do you define MVP? Good question. Glad I asked it. Let's look back to 2012. I got some numbers for you.
Sweet. Let's hear it.
2012. Who was the MVP? It was a running back.
2012 MVP.
Who do you think the running back MVP was back in 2012?
The running back MVP. Jamal Charles?
Not Jamal Charles.
I'm trying to think.
Obviously, that's the right time frame.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the time frame right because that was 8 years ago, and I feel like my brain's like fuzzy. Was it DeMarco Murray?
That's a good one too, because obviously he had like 1,800 yards.
He went off
back in
Cowboys.
2014, I think. The MVP, you're gonna be like, oh, duh, Adrian Peterson.
Oh yeah,
Adrian Peterson.
It makes sense.
With the Vikings, got them to the playoffs. All right, let's look at this. And of course, you know how many yards he got. That was the year he had 2,000.
Yeah.
So Adrian Peterson is the MVP in 2012. He takes his team to the playoffs. Derrick Henry's going to do that.
Yeah.
The team has 10 wins. So they're not necessarily like this like dominant force. It was right after the surgery. This was the time that he tore, I think, his ACL and his MCL.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's a part of the context here, right? That the season before he had this career-altering injury. The next season,
yeah, it boosts you a little bit.
Oh man, right? 2,097 yards on 348 attempts.
I mean, 2,097 yards.
2,097.
On how many attempts?
348.
Do you know what that average is? Probably.
That average is 6.03 yards per carry.
God bless. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Six yards per carry.
That's well-deserved. But do you know, like, who...
12 total touchdowns.
That's pretty... How many does Derrick have this season? Do you know?
How many yards?
Yeah, or touchdowns.
He has, I think, 15.
Okay.
We should look up his stats real quick.
Well, I guess it's also dependent on like who was Adrian Peterson competing against for that MVP spot.
Yeah, I will tell you, people like Tom Brady,
Drew Brees, probably.
Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, they were up there in the discussion at the time. They were playing really, really good. I think that was the year that it might have been the year that the Ravens won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So Peyton Manning with those Broncos, they were doing really good. Derrick Henry stats. Let's see if we can get close numbers here. All right, so right now he is at 1679 with 14 games.
So definitely able to get to 2,000.
Definitely close in the same ballpark around those numbers, right? He's got 5.2 yards per attempt. He has 15 touchdowns, 321 rushes, and 10 victories as well. Going to go to the playoffs. There wasn't some sort of career-altering injury the season before with Derrick Henry, but you could definitely see that we're looking at apples to apples. Here's the thing about the context of Adrian Peterson winning MVP is that Christian Ponder, who couldn't play the game of football to save his life for the Vikings, was the quarterback there. And that's almost like makes Adrian Peterson's case for MVP that much stronger. The fact that the supporting cast was so bad.
Yeah.
That it was like this individual effort and that this one guy was the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that he was getting zero help from his quarterback who would routinely throw interceptions in the fourth quarter or routinely not even make like 150-yard passing games happen.
Yep.
So you look at Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, they have had really, really great seasons. Personally, I think it's going to come down to Mahomes.
Yeah.
I
feel like it's almost like the LeBron James thing in the NBA. Like you could always give it to LeBron. I feel like we're in the era of the NFL. Just always give it to Mahomes. But then people get tired of like giving it to Mahomes and they'll just give it to somebody else one year.
It's crazy. But as far as like a running back getting MVP, you could absolutely make the case that the Titans' offense does not function near as well if Derrick's not there.
Yeah, I was going to say one way you could look at it is like a value over replacement player. So like if you take Derrick out and put in whoever, Darrington Evans.
Anybody else.
Or we can even like throw in Dalvin Cook, who's had like the second best season for running back.
He's doing really good.
It'd be interesting to see like
he's on my fantasy team.
How he performed.
He's doing great for me.
Yeah, he's doing great. Or like if you put in like a Alvin Kamara or Christian McCaffrey, like how well would they perform under this scenario? And it's hard to say. Yeah, honestly.
I think you definitely make the case for it. The fact that the entire offense, is running through Derrick. Derrick will run right, and then Tannehill will run left, and the entire defense will follow Derrick. And Tannehill runs in for a touchdown. We've seen that happen so many times.
I love it.
We see the play action pass set up these amazing touchdowns for Corey Davis and A.J. Brown. And I would say about what could be an MVP performance is we've not seen within this generation of running backs a running back do anything like this, be this dominant, this amazing, other than probably Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, when you're in that same conversation as Adrian Peterson, and I feel like if a running back gets 2,000 yards, I feel like they should probably deserve the MVP, like no matter what, just
it's crazy.
Like how far or how hard it is. I wonder what Chris Johnson's stats were when
2009
when he had 2,000 yards.
Let's take a look at that. Chris Johnson's stats.
Because I don't think he was in the MVP conversation, was he?
So long ago, And
of course, again, that's back to the era of like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Like, just give it to one of those guys every year.
Let's see. In 2009. It's only his second year, by the way.
He had to get that contract.
Yeah, he did. All right, so he had 358 rushing attempts, which is just incredible. He had 14 touchdowns. He had 5.6 yards per carry. And of course he had, was it 2006? Yeah, 2000. my eye went to 2006 and thought that was like a year. No, he had 2006 rushing yards. He actually, in that game, the final game of the season, they just kept giving him, they were going to lose.
They wanted him to get it.
It was like a 8-8 season, 2009. And they wanted him to get 2,000. He actually broke off a really long touchdown, and with that really long touchdown, he would have broken the single season rushing record. He would have broken Eric Dickerson's record, but it got called back on a bad holding call. The ref even came back and said later on, Chris, I hosed you up there, man.
Yeah, that sucks.
I really messed you up. I did you dirty.
Yeah, that's awful.
I don't know what Chris Johnson's response was to that, but can you imagine?
I would be probably really pissed. Oh my God.
Can you imagine? But apparently, with that run that he broke off, he would have passed Eric Dickerson's record. But he got over 2,000. What a great offensive line at the time.
Yeah, I don't remember him being like in the MVP conversation. Maybe it was.
I don't remember either.
I feel like he was kind of underlooked. I feel like that year, even though he did have 2,000 yards.
Yeah, right.
I mean, even I underlooked him as a Titans fan.
I mean, the Titans started off that season 0-5, so.
And yeah, it also could like.
That was the 59-0 loss to Patriots season.
Was that Kerry Collins or Vince Young?
Kerry Collins.
Yeah, Kerry Collins, man.
Man.
But he gave us that 13-3 season, which was like one of my best highlights of Titans moments.
Oh man, that was incredible.
Which was like just came out of nowhere. Like with Kerry Collins,
and
like this is who you're beating.
And then it was gone.
Because
vanished.
Because of the Ravens, and I think Derrick Mason scored that long touchdown.
Oh jeez, that was a bad game. Algie Crumpler fumbles like on the 5-yard lines. Bad.
These are just like Titans names you don't really like remember until somebody says them.
Crumpler.
That's crazy.
Algie.
I looked up that season. I was seeing like who like the leading receivers were, and I could not remember any of them. One was like Justin Gage. Yeah.
Damian Williams would have been one. These dudes were. Things have changed.
Yeah. Things have definitely changed. And like the year later is when we had Kenny Britt. I was wondering if Kenny Britt was in that season, but he wasn't.
Kenny Britt was there.
No.
2008 season? No, yeah, he was 2009.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
I think he was a first-round draft pick in 2009.
Yeah. So he was there for like 4 years, I think. But yeah, he wasn't there during that 13-3 season. And like I looked back at some of the wins, I was like, how?
Was Jared Cook there?
I don't remember.
Y'all at me at NGB Talk on Twitter. Find me and let me know about that. I could look it up right now, but I think we're gonna take a real quick break.
Yep, let's do it.
Let's take a break. What should we show the folks?
Can we show them anything?
We can show them anything.
Anything. Well, we already.
I'll get flagged. The NFL will come after me. They'll knock on my door.
That's the thing. I don't want you to get flagged.
No, I'm flagged.
The 96-yard touchdown.
Let's do the 96-yard touchdown run against the Texans, and then we'll follow it up with the walk-off touchdown.
Yep. Sweet.
See you in a minute.
I'ma blow up.
Hey, Dick. What are you saying?
I said, I'm doing this podcast thing.
Yeah.
And she wanted pictures of the cats.
I don't know where these cats are at.
I took a picture of
there you go.
Clover sniffing and then Clover in the box, then Kylo just walking.
If the cats would come out, I'd show everybody them, but they're not wanting to be out here.
Is Kylo in here now?
I don't know.
He's probably outside.
Welcome back to part 3 of our podcast. Scott.
Is this NGB Talk?
This is NGB Talk.
So that's what the name of the podcast is?
Mm-hmm.
NGB Talk. Okay.
Yeah. You can look it up on Spotify. You can look it up on Apple Podcasts.
Anywhere where podcasts are found.
Anywhere you could find
That's what they say.
except for me, it's really just those two places.
So
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, where you can find
nowhere else.
the audio version of this podcast. Just want to make sure that I press record on your camera, and apparently I did.
Okay.
So, we got a couple more things to break down for you guys. Obviously, if you made it this far into the video, you know,
Good for you.
hats off to you. Thanks for being a part of what we do. I'm wondering what it is you've been doing for so long that you could just sit around and listen to the two dudes talk about Titans football for an hour. Must be like, you know, doing laundry,
When I listen to podcasts, I'm
driving down the road.
driving, working.
What are you doing?
I'm usually at my desk at work, just listening to podcasts. Driving,
You
working out.
You get work done while you're listening to a podcast?
I can, yeah. Some people can't. Some people have to like listen to music with like no words in it. I've noticed some people have to do that.
Depends.
But I love podcasts while working.
Yeah, it depends on the task I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other day I was grading papers and I could not listen to music at all. But then the other day I was grading like a multiple choice assignment. I'm a teacher, by the way. And shout out to my students. Shout out to the Titans wall in my classroom. In post, I'll throw the image up. I'd show you.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen
I
it?
haven't seen it.
Oh, I'll show you right now
I
then.
need to see it.
Check out the image. This is the Titans wall. And the Titans wall is where I take the newspaper clippings of all like the pictures of the Titans.
So
like,
that's what you're doing with this newspaper.
yeah, that's what I'm doing with that. Yeah, show everybody.
They probably saw this in one of the breaks, I'm assuming. This stiff arm.
Yes, so good. So I take that and I clip them out, and my students. And so, you know, first I started doing it. You know, students were just like, "Oh, that's cool." And then, excuse me. And then, there it is. And then
That's sweet.
Then I stopped doing it, and I let my students, the big Titans fans, I let them do it.
That's cool.
I let them glue them up on the wall. It's a lot bigger than it is in this photo now.
I was about to say, that makes it look tiny.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot bigger, and it's going to get a lot bigger after we come back from, well, if we come back from winter break.
Yeah.
But we got to add to it. But they're all hyped for it. You know, when they show up to class, they're like, "Mr. Brown, where my Titans at?" And like, you know, I'm like, "It's right here." And so they get to cut it up and glue it on the wall. They enjoy that. What they do is they go to the Titans games and they hang out, and they get all the gloves and stuff from the players.
And they bring him in?
Are
you serious?
Yeah,
That's
they're like,
cool.
"Mr. Brown, check out Kevin Byard's glove."
That's crazy.
I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
And it's like signed and everything. You're like, what do I don't want to hang this on the wall.
Well, no, they don't hang it up on the wall. But I got a photo of them putting up against the wall. But no, they're gonna hold on to that forever. You know,
please keep it.
Put it in hang it up behind them and do a podcast one day.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Anyway, but that was random.
I like the Titans ball though. That's a good idea. Soon,
they love it.
Soon, like the entire room is just going to be.
Oh yeah, that whole wall. Because I mean, we're playing games well into February at this point.
Hopefully there's like a Super Bowl banner up there soon.
I'll tell you what, there will not be.
Just have it hanging from the
Colts
ceiling.
fans. There will not be a Titans.
I saw that.
You know exactly what I'm about to.
Yeah.
Titans 2014 AFC finalist.
Shout out to Tom Brady's social media manager. I doubt he made that tweet. It was probably somebody that he pays.
Tom Brady's social media is superb.
Yeah, it's good. But that was.
So I think it's a
awesome.
fake. It's got to be somebody.
Poor Tony Dungy, man. He didn't deserve that.
Now I think I know what you're talking about, but can you explain what you're talking about?
So Tony Dungy said that Tom Brady was like the 6th best quarterback that he faced. And then
really?
And then Tom Brady posted that picture towards like a Tony. I don't think it was a Tony Dungy tweet. I think it was somebody like posting the.
I just wanted to check on my camera.
Posting like the video of him saying it or something, and then Tom Brady sent that picture towards that Tony Dungy tweet.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So wait, you haven't seen that? Is that not what
I
you're...
think I seen it. Like, just scrolling through my feed. Like, I
Yeah.
saw something. I was like, Tom Brady, the Colts, the finalist poster.
Yeah. He was roasting Tony Dungy.
So bad. That poster is so bad.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Tear it down.
Yeah.
You guys suck.
Would they put...
I hate the Colts.
What about like a Super Bowl runner-up? Would you take
I know.
that? No runner-up?
Would you do that?
I don't know.
So
I wouldn't take it. I mean, we don't have one for last year, do we? I would hope not.
No, of course
I was
not.
about to say I would hope
AFC finalist
not. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
from
Like
2020 or 2019.
almost won the game and then almost won the next
Oh yeah,
game.
let's have the Titans just have a 1 yard short banner.
Yeah.
Like, we were 1 yard short, guys.
We almost won. I mean, we should. That should count for something.
I hate the Colts so much.
Yeah, me too.
You hear that sound?
I hear it.
You do? I was gonna put the sound in post.
Well, I was just saying. I hear it. I hear it in post.
That's the sound of it's time for Foods with My Dudes.
Let's do it.
Scott, what is the ultimate? It's Christmas time.
Yep.
What's like the ultimate like Christmas time, munchy food item meal? What's it got to be?
Munchy food item. I'm gonna go. It's not really a meal, but it's the popcorn tins that have 3 different flavors.
That is a throwback.
That's a throwback. And do they even like make them anymore? I'm not
Sure they do.
You think they do?
You can go to Walmart and get one.
You think they do?
Maybe.
But it has like the white cheddar, has the plain, and it has the caramel corn.
That's good.
That's good. And I haven't had one in like a year.
A year.
So I need it. I need it this year.
Not much of a throwback,
Yeah.
but that's good. I'm always living for the eggnog.
I hate eggnog.
Oh, dude, we can't. This is done.
I
We're
know.
done.
The Foods with Dudes segment is over because you like eggnog and I don't.
I love eggnog. I love putting some stuff in it. Eggnog's delicious. I live for it. I've made it a couple times. It's painstaking. You ever made it? You ever seen me make it?
I saw a recipe where you can like make it like 6 months in advance and like let it age. I don't know what that's like.
That is legit.
I think that was like
that's on another level.
I think that was like an Out and Brown recipe.
Naturally.
Yeah, but I don't think I would like it. But since you like eggnog,
Oh
you
man,
would probably love it.
that sounds amazing. You got to get like 20 egg yolks and a bunch of heavy cream, and you gotta stir it in a pot for like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It's an extremely low heat, labor intensive process, but it's delicious.
I don't know how I feel about it.
All right.
So the eggs, it's safe to drink.
Yeah, you're cooking them, but
Okay.
very slowly so they don't, turn into scrambled eggs. But yeah, you're cooking the egg yolks and you're drinking egg yolk along with cream, sugar, spices. It's delicious.
To me, eggnog tastes like bubble gum. So I want to know.
Oh yeah, we talked about
I want to
this.
know if anybody in the comments agrees with me that eggnog tastes like bubble gum, smells like bubble gum.
We'll tweet out a poll, and we'll come back to this on our next episode.
And it'll probably be
Does
everybody.
eggnog?
Everybody's gonna say yes.
Should it be like a yes or no question? Does eggnog taste like bubblegum, or what does eggnog
Probably
taste
what
like?
does eggnog taste like?
And then there's options. What should the options be? Bubblegum?
Well, I feel like that's obvious. Maybe it should just be like a yes or no question.
We'll do that.
Because we'd have to
We'll
think
do
of
yes or
like
no.
everything they taste like. But
I don't know what else it would taste like.
yeah, eggnog, bubble gum. Probably.
Tastes like milk.
Yeah.
Bad milk. I don't know.
Probably just a yes or no question.
Yes or no question it is, sir. Something else that I think's good during the holidays. I like an eggs Benedict casserole.
I've never had that, but that sounds
I
really good.
I had it at a family function about 10 or so years ago, and it's been in my mind ever since.
So what's it? So obviously, eggs Benedict is like a
It's
poached
like-
egg
it's
with
like
an English muffin.
It's like a bread pudding.
Okay,
It's
but
like
it's
a br-
but it's
like
like
a-
savory.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's like a savory bread. It's like a savory bread pudding.
Yep.
That you make the hollandaise sauce on, you pour on top of it. If you want to do it upright, you're gonna put some sausage and herbs and everything, and
Yeah.
onions in it and stuff like that. But it's good.
I've never even heard of it, but I've had like breakfast casseroles. Is it like in the
It'll be
same-
similar to that, yeah.
similar to that, but it has like the hollandaise on top?
Oh man, it's good.
I've never. You have to make that. You'll have to make it.
I made it last year for Christmas, and I was very happy that I did because we just ate it all day. I made a big old pan of it.
I feel like that's how it always is with like those casseroles. You just eat like one little square for
Yeah.
breakfast, and then you just eat one little square like every hour.
All right.
After that.
One more question for foods with my dudes. And it could be holiday-ish, you know. Like, what's the best thing to dunk in your coffee?
Best thing. I'm going to say we're not sponsored, but Biscoff cookies. Me and my
Good.
girlfriend actually had this conversation
Good
about it.
stuff.
So good. It's the best cookie. It's better than like Oreos. And
Recently
milk.
you had this conversation?
Yeah. We had it like a week ago because my parents had some Biscoff cookies in their pantry. And we saw it. We're like, I want some coffee now.
Naturally.
Like, I don't think that's ever happened. Like, you eat something and you're like, I need this drink to go with it. But that happens every time with like a Biscoff cookie.
Love it, dude.
Like, I'm never eating an Oreo. I'm like, I just need some milk right now. But that happens every single time.
Never?
Never. Okay, maybe like once, but
I'm talking, man.
Biscoff
I don't normally have like cow milk in my fridge, but I got cow milk in my fridge right now. I could just drink it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It makes my stomach hurt. Can't do that.
Oh, it definitely does bad stuff to me.
Yeah. Once you're like on like the almond milk phase of life, I feel like the milk just.
The almond milk, brought to you by the almond milk phase of life.
Yeah, there's a phase of life I feel like everybody goes through, probably in their 20s. They'll go in their 20s because it's slightly healthier, I guess, than milk, some might say. But
one could argue
that it's healthier, whatever. But yeah, I can't go back to milk now because of almond milk.
Apparently, almonds like use up a lot of water.
Yeah.
It's very bad for the environment.
Yeah.
But then they're trying to tell me that cattle are also bad for the environment because they fart.
Yeah. So what do? You guess cashew milk? Goat milk? Who knows?
Oat milk's delicious.
Oat milk. Yep.
You like oat milk?
It's okay.
You ever had pea milk?
Pea milk.
PEA.
I was about to say.
milk.
I'm like, what does that mean? No. I've
Good.
had like pea protein powder, but not pea milk.
Same idea, bro.
I don't like pea protein powder, so I probably wouldn't like it.
I think it's delicious.
Really?
The pea protein?
I hate it. It's so like grainy.
It's very chalky.
So chalky.
Very chalky.
So grainy.
It's almost, for me, it's like, if the smoothie isn't chalky, is it doing anything?
Yeah, I don't like that. It's so bad.
I bring the smoothies to school, and my students are like, dang, Mr. Brown? Because I'm like drinking the smoothie, it's like green. I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of spinach. And they're like, dang, Mr. Brown? I'm like,
so you feel like you kind of have to like suffer through your smoothies to really enjoy them?
oh no, I enjoy them.
Really?
I enjoy them. But I do like to be able to know, yes, there is protein powder in this.
Okay, yeah, me too.
You know? Like I like
some substance.
It tastes like powders.
I hate it so much. It's so chalky.
All right. That was fun. That was a good foods with my dudes. We could talk about food for a long time.
We could. We should just make a food podcast.
All right.
NGB Food.
NGB Eats.
NGB Eats. Where we like make recipes. Make recipes and eat them.
At NGB Talk. At me if you want to see us talk about food only.
They're probably like, no. Please no.
Let's break down our predictions for the rest of the season and wrap this thing up, okay?
Yep, let's do it.
Titans take on the Packers this Sunday. December 27th, I think. Yeah, December 27th. And Titans take on the Texans in Houston. Yeah, in Houston, because we're no more home games. And then the Titans hopefully are going to go to the playoffs. I'm absolutely betting everything that they are.
Yeah, I would hope so.
How do you think the season ends?
I don't know. I would hope we win out. But
I think the Titans got it.
I
think the Titans got it.
I don't know what game I'm more nervous about, even though like the Texans, like they don't really have like Deshaun Watson doesn't have that many weapons.
Yeah.
But I would think if we do lose, it's probably against the Packers, just because of Devontae Adams.
Yeah, if there's a loss, it's probably coming against the Packers. But I think we take care of them.
I hope so.
I think that we come out flying out the gate, and honestly, like we are the kind of team that even if we're like way behind, we're still putting it together in the second half.
Yeah.
Look at the Steelers game where we sucked in the first half. Look at the Browns game where we sucked in the first half. we still put it together, made a game of it.
Yeah, we held, I think, the Steelers to maybe max like 3 points the second half, and the Browns the same.
I think it could easily go into overtime or be something that comes down to the wire. Maybe kind of like the Texans game where we had a fast start, and then for like 2 quarters we stopped playing until that 96-yard touchdown. But I think the Titans beat the Packers. Obviously, I'm super biased, but I think they take care of business. And then, of course, I think they take care of business week 17 against the Texans.
Yeah. So how many yards does Derrick Henry have?
I don't think he gets to 2,000. I don't think it's going to happen. I think
in the Packers game, how many yards?
Packers game.
So I think he would have to average like let's just say 170 to get to 2,000. I think that's probably like what it's close to.
He's at 1679 right now.
So probably like 160.
Yeah, something like that.
So he has to get 160 both games. Does he get 160 in the Packers game?
Nah, I think it's probably like $1.20.
Really?
I think $1.25. You can bet on that one.
Even if it's like cold and they just keep handing it off.
I think the Packers are going to score a lot of points.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be necessarily the kind of game where Derrick Henry is used a ton. I think for a portion or so of the game, I don't know if it'll be the first half or the second half. I think he's going to get his yards. I think he's going to get his carries. But I don't know if that's going to be at the beginning or the end. Because I think at some point in time, the Titans are going to be in hurry-up offense.
Yeah.
We got to score a lot of points. It's got to happen right now. We got to take some shots to A.J. Brown and Corey Davis. I think that's for sure. And then week 17, I think they just take care of business. I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun Watson's not even playing out there.
Yeah. So
it's not going to be A.J. McCarron because he's playing for somebody else this season. But it'll be somebody else. Maybe.
So we could have Derrick Henry 120 yards.
That would put him
Packers,
at 117. That would put him at 1,800 exactly.
And then against the Texans, 200 to get to 2,000.
But here's the thing, and this is why I really don't think 2K is going to happen. It's all contingent on what happens to Steelers-Colts. Do you really think, this is the better question, do you really think that the Steelers lose 4 games in a row?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I feel like Mike
right?
Tomlin's like
probably not.
Mike Tomlin's getting pissed off, and Juju. I think Mike Tomlin said he's not gonna like talk to Juju about the TikTok dancing. I read, so we'll see.
I think the Steelers actually beat the Colts. I don't know where the game's being played.
Which is like preferred. I would love for them to beat the Colts.
And therefore, I think that week 17 is actually gonna be, it's gonna be an 11-4 Titans team going into the Texans, not playing Derrick Henry. It's going to be a great showing for Darrington Evans, who actually looked really good.
Yep.
In the fourth quarter against a really lousy Lions team.
Still counts. I mean,
I'm so glad to see him play football, though.
Yeah. When Derrick Henry's getting all the touches and you can still get like a touchdown in, it's always good.
But it might be a restful day, week 17 for Derrick. So I think...
I feel like if he's close, they might put him in and see if like he could get like, I feel like he would need like maybe like if he needed like 100 yards, they would probably play him.
Here's the thing I'll say about Derrick Henry and getting yards. It was everyone else except for Derrick Henry coming to Mike Vrabel, the Jaguars game where he got 215. He had 195 yards, and everyone said, Mike, let him have one more touch.
Yeah,
get him over 200. That would be amazing. He would be like get him over 200, please.
Yeah.
And then they throw him in there, and he busts out right, busts out wide, and takes it for like 30 yards. It was amazing against the Jaguars, and then end up getting like 215. That's probably like 20 yards.
Yeah.
Anyway, so is there the opportunity there that like we play Derrick Henry just cause? With Mike Vrabel, I'm gonna say probably not.
Yeah, it would look pretty stupid if
it was everyone else coming to Mike in that game saying, "Let's give the guy a chance."
If we've secured a playoff spot, it would look pretty stupid for Derrick to go out there and just who knows what happens.
Yeah, a couple things could happen by the end of next week. A couple things we'll know. Number one, we'll know whether or not the Titans are in the playoffs. Because if they beat the Packers, I'm pretty sure that's absolutely they are. And we'll know whether or not the Titans can win the division. Because if the Colts lose, I'm pretty sure at that point we're good. Because at that point, the Colts would be at 10-5. The Titans would be at 11-4. And even if we lost our last game, we'd be 11-5 and they'd be 11-5.
Yep.
We're tied. We have the tiebreaker over them.
Yep.
But it's division games. Oh, dude.
So
Week 17 matters. Derrick Henry's going to get 2,000 yards.
2,100.
Think about this, because we're all four teams are playing division games.
I thought we had a better record in the conference. Is that
Division. It comes down to division.
in the division.
If let's say we both end up 11-5, okay?
Yeah.
We lose to the Texans,
Yeah.
and the Colts lose to the Steelers. I'll have to check my math here, but I'm pretty sure we both are at 11-5. It goes down to division record. That would give the Titans 2 losses within the division, and that would give the Colts 2 losses within the division.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost to the Titans once, and they lost to the Jaguars once.
Yep. First
Okay.
game of the season.
Then, so if our division record's the same at, I guess that's 4-2, 4-2, because there's only 6 games.
Yeah, we lost to the. So are you saying if we lose to the Texans?
Yeah, if we lose the Texans, we both go 11-5.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yeah.
11-5, kind of.
Yeah.
11-5. Division record's the same.
Yeah, it'd be 4-2.
Or would it be? Yeah, be 4-2. Then it goes down to within the conference, and I think the Colts have us beat, and they win the division.
Okay, so Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry
yards.
gets 2,000 yards,
book it.
easy.
Just book it.
You can bet money on it.
Yep, I would.
That's it.
Yep,
We're done.
we're done. I'm glad we determined Derrick Henry 2,000 yards in the season. Let's do it.
Even if we were totally wrong, he probably gets it anyway because
Yeah.
it's Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he'll probably get pissed off
a beast.
against somebody and just run him over for 90 yards.
This is Derrick Henry season. You know what I'm saying?
It is MVP. MVP. Bring it back to what we previously talked about.
All right. This was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Sky, you did great.
Thanks.
Welcome to the Titans YouTube community.
It's awesome.
If this is your first time chilling with us, we're gonna keep this train going.
That's right.
We're gonna make it happen. Okay. Better late than never.
That's right.
On here at NGB Talk. My last video came out, and it was like, "What's the off season gonna be like?"
That's crazy. I mean, it's been a crazy year.
It's been a crazy year.
Give yourself some. Give yourself some.
Oh
slack.
yeah, I moved from California over here to Nashville. There's been a pandemic. Started a new job. Started a new life, basically. But the dream lives on. Titans Super Bowl 54. We're calling it the Corona Bowl.
Yeah, the Corona Bowl. Okay.
Titans win the Super Bowl. Who do they play though?
I was gonna say the Packers.
It seems like the Packers could be one.
This is a preview. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Ooh, nice.
It's a preview. So we'll see what happens.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be great.
If not the Packers,
If not the Packers, who would you want to play?
who would I want to
Well,
play?
let's go. Who would you want to play?
Like, what matchup make you excited?
Quickly, who would you want to play in the AFC side? And then in the Super Bowl?
Oh, for AFC
Yeah.
Championship.
Who would
game.
you
Oh, I
wanna play?
want a rematch.
You
I
want a
want the
rematch?
Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
You want the Chiefs. Okay.
Don't give me the Steelers in the AFC Championship game.
I was
Don't give
gonna-
me the easy out. I want to go. I want Patrick Mahomes. I want to make him suffer.
I mean, I feel like you are going to have to get through the Chiefs just to get a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you might as well get that out of the way as
it
quickly
over.
as possible. I wouldn't mind playing the Browns.
That'd be fun.
Browns, because I think
Revenge tour.
Revenge
Yeah,
tour would be a good game. I don't want to play the
Ravens.
Ravens if they make it, which they might not. Definitely don't want to play the Ravens. And who else do I not want to play? I don't want to play the Bills.
The Bills look good right now.
Don't
Look
want to play the Ravens or
great
Bills
right now, but they got no run game.
No run game. But
Maybe you don't need one.
yeah, you don't need one when you have Diggs and Cole Beasley.
What's the other thing?
The NFC.
NFC.
Who do we
okay,
play?
NFC.
Who do we want to play in the Super Bowl if we make it?
Okay.
Who do we not want to play?
So, potential teams to play would obviously be like Seahawks, Saints.
Saints, Eagles.
Get out of here with that.
Because somehow they're going to make the playoffs with like 6-7 wins.
Did you see the Gridiron Heights, where they the one they put out yesterday, Gridiron Heights? Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Basically the premise of the Gridiron Heights episode is a super team is created to take the spot that the NFC East would take in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so a bunch of great players from around the league on other teams, they all get together and They call themselves the Delaware Clams. It's hilarious. I was cracking up. Anyway, NFC East. Yeah, get that stuff
You
out
don't.
here.
I mean, like the underdog story, Jalen Hurts coming in. There's a potential he at least gets to like the second round.
I don't know who they'd be playing right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure like what the playoff setup is, but I mean, so you'd probably have the Saints, the Packers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, Tampa's in there.
That's probably one team I wouldn't want to play because, I mean, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, a bunch of people I'm worried about with our secondary.
Oh, the Rams.
The Rams.
The Rams are in there. Cardinals, Buccaneers. The Bears are there. The Vikings could make it still potentially, but I think probably the Packers. The Saints have just dropped 2 games in a row.
I feel like I would prefer to play the Saints if they made it because, I mean, Michael Thomas I think is out.
Yeah,
and Drew Brees is kind of iffy.
But like as far as like matchups that make me excited, Packers.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be so many points.
Yeah.
Because the Packers don't have any run D, and we don't have any pass rush or pass D.
Yeah, so it's
gonna be points. It's
Yeah.
gonna be points for days.
I think that'd be a good matchup.
It would be like the time that the Eagles went against the Patriots.
Yeah.
That one had set the record for like most points, most yards of any Super Bowl ever.
I guess
that was so exciting.
I guess we'll see this week if it's a good matchup. Then we can come back.
Well,
then we can come
might
back.
change our minds.
Then we can come back and see.
We win the game 3-0.
Yeah.
What happened?
Never mind.
Derrick Henry gets negative yards.
Yeah.
But as far as AFC Championship game, I'd love to beat the Colts in the AFC Championship game. I'd love revenge against the Browns, and but I'd love to also just rematch with the Chiefs.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be cool.
I would love that.
If not Titans, who do you think's in there? You think it's a Chiefs Super Bowl?
I don't know.
Like a Chiefs Packers Super Bowl?
I feel like it's always hard to repeat. And when's the last repeat?
Well, it was Chiefs 49ers. Do you mean anyone getting back?
I'm just saying winning 2 times in a row.
Winning 2 times?
When's the last time? Probably the Patriots.
Patriots, yeah.
I don't. I feel like I don't see the Chiefs winning.
You don't see them winning. Wow.
I don't see them winning the Super Bowl. They can make it to the Super Bowl. I feel like not the Steelers. Maybe the Bills. I don't know. I feel like they still have some.
Bills, yeah, that's one.
I feel like they have some missing pieces. I don't know.
If it turns out to be like Dolphins Washington team, how about that?
That'd be exciting. With Alex Smith playing, what is it? Comeback player of the year?
That would be revenge tour of the century.
Comeback player of the year.
Anyway. That'll be fun, but it'll totally change this next week. We'll know a lot more.
Yeah, we need to come back and talk about it after we hopefully win by a lot.
I got the Titans I got them by 7.
7? I'm going to say by 3. Titans by 3.
Titans by 3.
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like it's going to be close.
Are we biased?
Probably.
Yes.
I wonder what the odds are for the Titans-Packers game, but I feel like we would have... I mean, we're kind of on a roll right now. I don't know.
Vegas odds. Packers.
It's probably pretty
Titans.
close.
They got Tennessee by 4. No, I can't tell. Yeah, Tennessee by 4.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's the opening odds. It might change.
Yeah, it's probably going to change. We'll see.
If anything, it'll just go down to +3 or something.
Yeah. So,
cool.
Win by field goal. We're good.
All right. Hey, thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, like all the videos on my YouTube channel.
Hit the bell. Doesn't that do something?
Hitting the bell does things, supposedly.
Yeah, I think it's a myth.
Thanks for being on with the show, man. This was fun.
It was fun.
Let's do it again real soon.
Let's do it.
Your V card for YouTube is...
That's right.
taken.
First YouTube video ever. First podcast ever. So...
Yes, sir.
I'm ready to come back whenever.
Y'all be good. Tighten up. Merry Christmas. Have a good one. Stay safe out there.
See y'all. Sweet.
Done. Yes, sir.